Okay, so the first thing we're gonna be doing here is working on a front plunge. So I'm using some equipment to help me with this, to be honest, just because that I feel like it's easier compared to doing it on the floor. So let's get to it. Start off in. Fuck. 10 minutes on the clock, just working at it. Taking maybe, I don't know, 1 minute rest every time in between each attempt. And yeah, just struggling our way through it, more or less. You know, I feel like the most difficult thing here is just like kind of getting the pelvis, you know, turned out, like getting this back flat. You can always want to round it, but keeping that back flat. Let's go. Oh, I'm gonna do a side view for you guys as well here, just so you can see even more. And again, if you have any tips, definitely let me know down below, because I really suck at these. But I noticed that when I'm watching the video just now, like my shoulder blades need to be more, what's it called, retracted. So moving them apart more, because I feel like they're coming in, so like really pushing yourself off and leaning more forward. Once you get that lean forward, it's relatively easy. It's about staying also there. Ah, I know shit. Absolute shit. Ah, fuck. That's so shit. Like I was saying, you know, if you don't get that forward lean, it's. I think we're ready for one more. Gonna take some assistance from the band, just to really work on that position of it way more than I'm doing currently. Because I feel like I want to get, you know, 10 seconds in that position, but I feel like I'm only reaching maybe 5 or 6. So we want to use the band to help us a bit more. Just putting the band here on the hips, help me pull me up. Let's go. Oh, like way better, way better. But I feel like with the band now, I was losing my hips way more, you know, tilting them more, like tucking them in instead of pushing out. So one more attempt with the band, but looking at the video, want to get, you know, the hips more down. Still want to get them up, but I felt like they were a bit too high up. So instead of staying like maybe like this, I was almost, you know, here. So I want to bring them down a little bit, and still working on that, you know, position, really holding it for control, and still aiming for around 10 seconds, maybe pushing for 15. Actually, you know what, can I get 15? That would be pretty sweet. Let's go. You know, another big struggle with the band is that it's like crushing my lower belly, man. Absolutely ripping it apart. Okay, another absolute beast of an exercise. Ring dips. We're gonna just do them first. Body weight, a little warm up, and then we're gonna go weighted. Going for 40 kilos. Might go a little bit heavier, but aiming for 40. Or actually just staying at 40. Feels good, feels really good. Really feeling like a massive stretch down here. Like really sickening. Like I don't think I've felt this way before. So we're gonna be doing 20 repetitions total, so aiming for 5 reps each time. So it's like 4 sets, 5 reps. Yeah, this is like the main strength block, just doing that, and that's it. Right, let's do this. So aiming for 5 repetitions, preferably 5 nice ones, but I'm guessing they're gonna be pretty ugly. And if I can just stop scraping it against my legs would be nice, or feet. Okay, let's go. Oh, yeah, like I said, pretty ugly ones, but it's moving. First one is always a shit show. Let's go, round 2. Let's make this happen. The hell? So You know, the first repetition is always the worst. Especially this one, like if you're just starting off, like if you're jumping up, it's easy. I think almost, but starting in the bottom position is, it's tough, man. Let's just make it happen, man. Oh. I got a question recently, we were talking about it on the podcast. We're talking on the podcast because we got a question recently about, you know, how to build the base in athletes. And one of my favorite go-tos is the 1x20 method, because I feel like it's a really simple thing where it's like just improving that capacity, tissue capacity, by doing 20 repetitions and then slowly going down with repetitions and just more complex movements. But at the same time, you work through the entire body in a very simple, efficient way. And I've heard other people say it's like the most boring thing to do, like to program. Like I wouldn't program for myself, but I totally agree with that as well, you know. But it's like if you're doing 12 weeks of that, 8 weeks, it's not fun. But the way I do it is like I just do 3 weeks. So the first week would be 1x20, second week would be like 1x15, and third week would be 1x10. And then you do 2-3 sessions a week of that. And I'll see you've built in those 3 weeks a pretty solid base to then move into more complex stuff. But then again, if you have an athlete that really likes that stuff, I mean, go ahead, do it with them. But it's like the majority of athletes, they're not gonna wanna do that kind of training because it's like extremely boring. It's not fun. You don't really get to do anything athletic really that much, but I think it's a good way to just, you know, explain to them, okay, we're doing this for the first 3, you could push it to 6 weeks, but say 3 weeks in Mike, I'll say. Do it for 3 weeks. After that, we're gonna release the chains and let the dogs go. But so it's like explaining that to an athlete in the beginning is gonna be way better. And then you get that buy-in, hopefully, and they're not gonna leave immediately. So like they know, okay, 3 weeks, and then we're gonna really get going. You know, so like 30 to 3 weeks, build an amazing base, and then just move on. But again, if you don't really like that method, like the 1x20, do something else. Like as long as there's a progressive overload, I don't see any issues at all with it. It's like the main thing I feel like us as coaches, strength coaches especially, is that we can't be so fixated about a certain program or a progression, or sorry, not progression, periodization. It's like more think about the athletes in front of you. Like make sure they actually want to be there in the gym, want to go there, want to push, want to, you know, get a workout, get some sweat in. That should be like the main focus. And then if it's 1x20 or something else, doesn't really matter. It's just about having them come in and do the work, and you know, really wanting to come in and actually do the work. That's gonna be much more important and help you long term than just doing whatever periodization you're doing or program. Let's get it. Last set. Skitty boy. You know you're my boy. Ugh. 5 repetitions, let's go. Come on, let's go. Oh. So next one here is gonna be like pike push-ups. Putting the feet up here, hands, and then just diving down and straight back up. Kind of trying to get more of a diagonal push back and diagonal forward more instead of just like straight up and down. But it's gonna be more up and down if we're gonna be completely honest about it. Ugh. Absolute dog shit. Those last 2-3 repetitions, absolute dog shit. So 2 more sets, the same. Honestly aiming for like 8 to 12 repetitions, but we're going for 12 for fuck's sake. Let's get it. Okay, let's get it. Number 2. Yeehaw! Whoa. Last one. Let's get it, man. All right. Got a lot of questions about, and I feel people is always telling you when I tell you that like, oh, they do more calisthenic work, they don't do too much weights, they don't want to get stiff. They don't want to get stiff. They don't want to get too jacked, too big. And it's like you're not gonna get that big or that stiff like that immediately. It's gonna take a long while. Maybe if you're a beginner, it might be able to go quicker like in some aspects, depending like how much you do and what you're doing. But this whole thing of you're gonna get stiff, you're gonna get too big, you're gonna get slow as an athlete. It's a bunch of BS. It's a bunch of BS if you're doing other things as well. If that's all you're doing, if you're just strength training in the gym with weights and barbells, then yeah, of course you're gonna get stiff. But that's kind of where, you know, all of this stuff also comes in. Then with the warm-ups I love to do with my athletes and myself is like, you know, some sort of movement problem, or, you know, a lot of rotation, bending, reaching, like getting some nice flow and not becoming like too rigid, become more fluid. And I think that's where a lot of us go wrong with it, which is just with strength training, we just do this one thing only and we don't do the opposite of that. And it doesn't need to be that much. If you're spending 5-10 minutes before a workout, so say you work out 3 times a week, doing those 5-10 minutes is going to also teach your body to, you know, not be so stiff, demand you to adapt and adjust, compared to if you're just powerlifting or working like a strong man. Then yeah, you want to be as stiff as possible to move as much weight as possible. And again, this whole thing about being still mobile and feeling fluid and feeling like an athlete, it's gonna decrease your levels of strength. You're not gonna be as strong as you would, but that, let's say 5% that you're gonna lose in strength is gonna help you so much more as an athlete, and that's more important compared to the other stuff. Like, you getting stronger, yes, it's a good thing, but you still wanna feel like you can move and not be stiff. So that's why it's like it's worth that sacrifice. It's 5-10%, if not more maybe in strength. Like, still get stronger, but it's not about getting stronger as the end goal. It's about becoming a better athlete, and by becoming a better athlete, you become a better football player, basketball player, swimmer, whatever it might be. So it's like keep the end goal, and don't mix too much there. Next one is gonna be here, diamond push-ups. Again, aiming for 12 repetitions and doing it with 15 kilos on my back. Let's get to it. I really like diamond push-ups just to work on more of the triceps. So it's gonna be this, and then you're gonna see the next one. We're gonna do some skull crushers, really burning out the triceps, but let's get this one first. Gotta fix it a little bit. There we go, should be good. Should be good to go. Have some ugly reps towards the end. One quick thing last before I do my second set here is that I just got the question as well today during a class where it's like this woman explained that she fractured her shoulder and like, it's better now, but she still feels like it's painful when I do maybe like push-ups, for example. And I was asking me like, you know, what's the best thing to do to strengthen up that area? And in my opinion, it's like, you know, doing straight arm work is one of the best things you can do. So either, as we did with the rings, with the ring dips, just holding that position, straight arms there, working on an L sit, doing front raises, lat raises, and like also the rear dead flies. But really, like, you know, locking out that elbow and keeping that arm straight is really, really gonna strengthen that area. And especially like that straight arm work is gonna help you in so many other things as well. So I think that you should really focus a lot on the straight arm work compared to still like do, you know, your bending, your usual pressing that you would normally do, but also put a large emphasis on doing straight arm work and progressive overload as well over there. You're probably gonna have to start pretty light and then work yourself up to heavier weights. Let's get it. Let's get it. Last set. I already feel my triceps are like completely like messed up, but we have one more exercise to do. So without further ado, let's get it. Aiming for 10 reps, skull crushers. Let's go. Okay, set number 2, trying to get my hips lower down, on my ass lower down. Let's try see. Wow, absolutely beautiful. All right, let's get this last 10 reps and then be out of here. Whew. That was absolutely sickening. I can already feel my triceps. You know, I feel like they've grown like 3 times the size it was before. That was it for today. See you in the next video. Pusha våra hästig.